Now I know the last story pretty much had the vibe of Goku. This one has the vibe of Gohan. Now the story I'm going to do a review on is called The Adventures of TongPoo, or TongPoo, whichever you prefer to be called. But it's about a little child cyborg who pretty much has the objective to find another planet that could be inhabited for the people on planet Earth, but unfortunately his ship explodes before he even gets close to a planet. Just as he is trying to get out of his own spaceship, he pretty much ends up on the nearest planet, which is not really the greatest planet on Earth, but it's the best he's got at the moment. Now, this is where I feel like TongPoo shows up with Gohan vibes, because if you remember in Dragon Ball Z where Piccolo literally leaves Gohan in the middle of nowhere, this is pretty much how the character acts from here on out. But even though TongPoo is trying to survive on this planet and also scared out of his wits, he ends up finding another person from planet Earth, which also got trapped on this planet because of an evil doer, which is an alien that pretty much shot her crewmates and destroyed the ship. So she was stranded on this planet for 2 years while waiting for somebody to pick them up. Now, even though TongPoo had a bit of a discussion with Pomo, which was pretty much them just saying that they hate each other's names and think their names are stupid, but besides that, they literally get to the point where they have to figure out a plan. So TongPoo decided, let's go back to where my spaceship is and let's stay in a capsule house. Now, even though she doesn't know what a capsule house is, he shows her everything by taking one of the capsules and putting it into a hot water pot, which literally will explode and make the house itself, which I think is very fascinating, and it's definitely not something that we've seen from actual capsules. As you guys know from Capsule Corp, those capsules don't need water. They just throw it and it opens. Now, I don't know if this is like the origin story for capsules. I have no idea entirely, but this is the first time that I've actually seen the capsules being used for something that is in his early story, so I'm not entirely sure if it was used in other stories at the time, or if this is the first time that we've ever got to see Akira Toriyama used capsules in one of his stories. But going back to the story, TongPoo and Pomo decide on what to do next by going after the alien and stealing his spaceship. But unfortunately, when they finally get to the spaceship the next morning, they find out that the alien is not there, and they explore the ship while they have a chance. Now, even though TongPoo finds out that the ship is way too big for them to control, and also at the same time impossible for them to actually use this ship to literally take them back to planet Earth. So the only thing that he can think of is blow up this ship and hope to God that when the alien gets back, it blows up with him. But once he finally gets everything ready to set to go, he literally ends up outside of the ship, which he meets the alien, which I'm not gonna lie, it's like half dinosaur, I guess. It's like a different creature. We didn't really see it, but it definitely looks similar to his other dinosaur creatures, which I'm going to just point this out. I think he just likes making dinosaur creatures at this point. I'm going to be entirely sure, but this one kind of looks like maybe the robotic versions of those. I'm not entirely sure, but it definitely has that vibe from it. Anyways, when TongPoo is ready to fight this alien, the alien shoots him right through him, which personally, I thought that TongPoo died. But then this is when you find out that he only got shot in the arm, so now he should be fine. But the alien shoots him one more time, which I'm going to be completely honest, I thought this time he was dead. But this is when you find out that TongPoo isn't a real human. He was a cyborg the whole time, and this is where I found was very fascinating, because when Gohan gets mad as a kid, he has this burst of energy, and pretty much what TongPoo does is the same thing. He gets mad and then literally will attack. So I think that is very intriguing that we have that vibe from Gohan. I feel like this is more like Gohan when he's on Planet Namek, because when he gets angry, you can tell that's when Gohan actually does unleash power, but he's still kind of in control than the younger version of Kid Gohan. So I will say that it's around the vibe of Saiyan Saga and then Planet Namek Saga. There's that vibe from that, I will say, for TongPoo. But anyways, once TongPoo knocks out the alien, they rush out of the area because they know the trap that he set is about to blow. As they run away very quickly, it goes off, which does technically, I feel like, has taken out the alien, but for all we know, maybe the alien is still alive because we didn't see the results, unfortunately. But anyways, as they start debating back at the house of what they're going to do, they pretty much decide of, what if we just use your own space pod that you came from your spaceship and pretty much just planet hop from each planet to see if we can get a spaceship when we're in order to get back to Earth. And that is pretty much where the story ends. And even though, yes, this story does have a little bit of goofiness at it, and also too, like I said, when he gets on the planet, you just get that Gohan vibe right off the bat, and then you just kind of start reading the story as if TongPoo sounds like Gohan. And I don't know if it's because, personally, reading it this way, I just think it really works very well. So I do have to give this story about like an 8.5. I feel like it's more of an 8 because even though, yes, it is a great story to read, I will say that it definitely does not have the same quality as the story that we read last time. That felt very more an adventurous story, and each chapter just had something unique in it, and just the vibe of it was really great. And unfortunately, this doesn't have a second chapter to anything else, which I feel like Akira at this point is just trying to find adventure stories and maybe just click to it. Because so far, out of the last two stories, it's more of just an adventure of them going to one destination to another, except this story pretty much just ends on them leaving, and for all we know, they did make it. But we don't know how it went, unfortunately. But other than that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Hit that like button for more. Subscribe if you're new, of course. We will be back with some more manga reviews on this channel, especially with Sparking Zeros. And next video will be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, because I know I did promise that I was going to get that video out very soon. Unfortunately, just the way things have been going the last couple weeks with Sparking News and Game Fest, just giving us so many things happening at once, especially for Dragon Ball News. So it was kind of hard to try to balance that out with gameplay and reviews, and also just trying to keep up with Dragon Ball News as well. So next week is going to be Dragon Ball Kakarot, so be ready for that if you guys really love gameplay. And other than that, I will see you all, of course, in the next videos. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.